Oaxaca, Mexico, a place where the past and present come together in a unique and fascinating way. Join us to explore its cuisine and discover why Oaxaca is such an unforgettable destination. Welcome to Oaxaca Artística Travels. It's me, Sarah, and
Xavier.
if you're interested in architecture, history, culture,
Food.
oh yeah, especially food. Vámonos, ándale. Vámonos recio.
Vamos recio, compa.
Even though this video will focus on the mouth-watering blends of flavors, we do have to appreciate other things like this hotel we stayed at. Casa de los Frailes is only about a block away from the Santo Domingo temple and right next to the Jardín Etnobotánico. What really caught my attention was a unique and religious decor with contrasting blues and silvers in their furniture. We loved our stay here, but they do not offer any breakfast, but they do coffee and tea, so we had to go outside and look for something to eat. We came across these tamales in a Jardín La Bastida. They are a Mesoamerican dish made of corn and different ingredients, then wrapped into a corn leaf and steamed. So we just bought a tamal and champurrado. They're pink with raisins, and you'll usually find them more at the south in this color. They're really good.
Okay.
Then I got a sweet tamal because it is early, so I didn't feel like eating a salty one. What did you get?
Green salsa tamal with chicken.
Oh yeah, you get a torta tamal,
Guajolota.
but it's called a guajolota. It's too much carbs for me. This is an atole, which is it's a drink, but I don't know how I would describe it. This is like rice pudding drink. It's warm, kind of like a consistency of eggnog. It has a little bit of that rice pieces in it. It's really good. It's very common to have tamales for breakfast or even for dinner, but for dinner you would include ingredients like beans, sour cream, and even more salsa. And it was really nice to just sit here and enjoy our breakfast.
Y aquí esta plaza, como la ven, así está. Ahí nomás.
There's so much to explore around the Templo of Santo Domingo and small little streets with stalls, typical clothing and home decor, and of course a bunch of the cute little restaurants. But after walking for a while, we needed dinner now, and we found this restaurant called Osteria delcala. What attracted my attention was the long pothos lining the balconies in the central courtyard. I had to try the mole since it's one of my favorite dishes, and Xavier had tortilla soup. Honestly, this plate was expensive and the food did not line up with the price. But at least we got to enjoy a very beautiful, peaceful space. I did order a mezcalita, which is a type of margarita, but this is made with mezcal instead of tequila. It was lime and cucumber, and the rim had warm salt, which was delicious, 10 out of 10, and Javi had his beer. So at least we had a refreshing drink after walking and just people watching around. After a while, I did need a dessert, so we found this little cart in the corner that smelled delicious. Marquesitas. I had never heard of them, but they did smell like pancakes or waffles, so I had to try them, and just making them seems like a workout itself. He waits until the dough is crunchy but soft enough to roll it into a type of like roll taco. Here he's putting on the cajeta, which is a type of Mexican caramel. It's so delicious if you've never had it, and I also ordered cream cheese. Then he starts to roll it up very carefully and adds a little bit more topping of cajeta and cream cheese, and OMG, look at that. It's so good. I would describe the marquesitas as a crunchy crepe. It is really, really good. Honestly, like crepes are so delicious. So the marquesitas. Today is our 8th year wedding anniversary, and we sure needed a night out. This spot had an amazing mezcal cocktail like this one. It's called Reencarnacion, which is pulque, mezcal, raspberry, and basil. Javi had his typical Cuba, which is Bacardi with Coke and just mineral water. This spot is inside the Hotel Los Amantes, so it's called Guajolote de Oro, and we really enjoyed it. The staff was really nice and loved talking to us, and I really loved the vibe of the bar. It was very moody, but we were both obsessed with the guacamole, probably the best I've ever had. We are back at the hotel after being at that cool bar. It's called Guajolote de Oro, which means golden turkey. Tomorrow, we've decided we're not going to set up an alarm. We're just going to wake up whenever our bodies want to wake up. We just want to be as chill as possible and not rush anything. So stay tuned for tomorrow. Buenas noches.
Hi, we're at the Mercado de Noviembre in Oaxaca, which according to the locals is where the best food is at. So as Mexicans, we're gonna have to give that a try.
All right.
The Mercado is only a 15-minute walk from the Temple of Santo Domingo, and there's so many different stalls, and it was really busy, so picking something was hard because most of the places serve the same thing. We always look for where the locals are eating to find the best place, but this was really hard because there were so many people, but we finally found a place that looked good and had a spot for us. I saw that everybody was having this chocolate milk, and it's made with roasted cocoa beans and mixed with chocolate, cinnamon, and sometimes cloves and nutmeg, so I really had to try it with the pan amarillo, which is a light sweet flavor, kind of like a Hawaiian bread, but this is so much better. You can even see the little pieces of cacao and other spices. I loved this drink so much. For the main dish, we had tlayudas, which is a large, thin, and crispy tortilla topped with beans, quesillo, protein of your choice, and topped with lettuce, tomatoes, and avocado. I ordered tasajo, which is just beef, and Javi had chorizo. We made a combo of both, and it tasted a lot better, but I feel it was lacking a little bit of flavor for most of the time. It could have been just the spot, but tlayudas are very popular in Oaxaca. We headed out to explore a little bit more around the market and see what other food was around, and I feel like we missed out on a lot. But we did come across this stall with mezcal, and I really liked their maguey milk. And they had different flavors like strawberry, cajeta, bubblegum was my favorite, and it was just delicious. But watch out because it's 18% alcohol. They're super nice, and of course they want to sell, so they'll give you a sample of any kind of mezcal you want. And also just little extra things they have, like Javi got some grasshopper salt with the mezcal, which is a very typical way to drink mezcal here in Oaxaca. I am not a very big drinker, so the mezcal was a little bit strong for me. Anyway, we didn't get to buy anything because we were traveling carry-on only, and they didn't have any small little bottles that we could take with us. There's different little markets all around 20 de Noviembre, like the artesanías or the clothing market. I think the prices were a little bit high in my opinion, but I really just enjoyed walking around, and we came across the brujeria or the witchcraft section, which had delicious smells and herbs. But eventually we were going to get hungry again, so we ended up going to Ramon Camarón. Javi ordered a clamato, which is a very Mexican beer cocktail with tomato juice and different sauces. To be honest, it was lacking a little bit of flavor, but it's refreshing nevertheless. To eat, we ordered the shrimp and octopus cocktail with ceviche juice, which was superb. It was amazing. I loved every single bite of it. We also tried the aguachiles, which didn't have at all any spice, so if you can't handle some heat, this is a dish for you. And you'll find these little stalls in each corner usually with clothing, but there's also big stores, which the prices I think are a little bit high. This dress was like $150, but I'm sure there's something for everyone. We had breakfast at the place that I ended up being obsessed with, but let someone else describe it a little for you.
El día de hoy les voy a hablar del concepto del restaurante Tierra del Sol, platillos prehispánicos, recetas de la chef y básicamente es comida mixteca.
Abby had typical chilaquiles with chicken and egg. It was so delicious, but a little bit spicy. And I had the blue corn waffles with vanilla and huitlacoche jam. This was delicious.
Tenemos una tolería única en el mundo, única en México. 3 elementos como el maíz, el chile y el frijol, que resaltamos bastante. Hay un concepto de desayuno y un concepto de la cena. Ambos son totalmente diferentes y están invitados para probar todos nuestros alimentos y bebidas.
Olga Cabrera is the main chef, and her recipes come way back from her grandmother, so this is a 3-women generation recipes. She has a passion for keeping the traditions alive, and especially through food. They have a beautiful, enchanting space where they use natural elements, dried flowers, and food, and it's definitely a 10 out of 10 level.
Our waiter today, his name is Leo, and he was super helpful, super nice. He loved explaining
Every single recipe.
ingredients, and they knew exactly what was in each dish.
So if you follow this channel, because of the interior design, this place definitely has this. It has a beautiful view. But I think what really takes the show is the food, the bakery. It's just amazing. You need to visit Tierra del Sol. After exploring for a little bit, we came across this raspado stand. Javi is obsessed with it, and this is him talking a little bit about his childhood.
¿Cliente frecuente?
Y siempre le pedía de limón con grosella. Y decía, pero todavía no es 16 de septiembre, joven.
Right after this, we had to get ready to head over to Santa Maria Atzopa to our Temazcal experience.
¿Tienen mezcal? ¿Tienen un poquito?
Sí.
¿Agua pura?
And even though we didn't really eat here, it was an amazing experience, and we're going to have a video about it as well if you want to follow along. On day 4, I had set up a visit with very popular local artisans to visit their workshop and learn about their crafts.
Como ahora sí como herencia de la familia, y ya empezamos nosotros. Cuando hay niños pequeños o nosotros somos pequeños, empezamos como queriendo jugar con el barro, vamos, ya los papás nos dicen que ahora sí que nos dejan, ¿no? Ir jugando.
Grandes esculturas. Ellos no solo hacían el barro, sino lo empleaban con otros minerales. Una deidad entra a su caverna y ahí es como de color rojo cuando entra el barro, porque combina con otros óxidos o hay algo químico ahí que surge. Entonces cuando lo sacan de la tumba ya se vuelve de este color piedra. Entonces yo pienso que estos alfareros que vivían aquí ellos tenían técnicas mucho más avanzadas que las que nosotros estamos volviendo otra vez.
As we were about to leave, it started to rain really hard, and we knew this only meant that we were going to get fed by these wonderful people. And they offered crickets, which the night before I didn't have a really good experience. And as a tip, you never say no to people in the communities when they offer you food. So I had to gladly try them again. And I was actually very surprised. They were really, really good. So they brought out the cheese, plate, tortillas, salsa, some potatoes. Emmanuel had said that what happens is that the grasshoppers in the town are too big and too old, so they don't really taste as good, and these were really good. We chatted about their town traditions and funny stories, but after the rain stopped, that we knew that meant we had to go back. And this was also our last day in Oaxaca, so the ride back was somewhat bittersweet because we felt we needed more time to really appreciate this beautiful place. If you would like to learn a lot more about colores del suelo, I will have a special video dedicated only to them.
So if you want to check any of those other videos, please click and leave your comments, follow, subscribe. Thank you so much. Y thank you for following along, and buenas vibras.
Adiós.
Bye.
Thank you.